Hello everyone, this is Robert from Book of Mormon Editions, where we discuss printings, publications, and various editions of the Book of Mormon. So recently I did a video regarding general factors that go into illustrating the Book of Mormon. So today we'll go over one of the foundational volumes for pictorial editions. This is the Illustrated Stories from the Book of Mormon, a 16-volume set covering the whole of the Book of Mormon. These are full-size hardcover books with a cover picture on the front representing a theme for that volume and a picture of the Liahona on the back. The spine has a title and the volume number, making the set 16 editions for the whole. Volume 1 has a printing date of 1967, and Volume 16 has a printing date of 1972, so these were created over the course of about 5 years. That's pretty impressive considering many multimedia projects start off with 1st and 2nd Nephi stories and then can't seem to keep momentum. This did, creating a graphical novel for the set of the whole of the Book of Mormon. Here's how it worked. It seemed that the publishers originally had a few volumes created. They then started a member-to-member, door-to-door sales offer where the salesman would sell the first few editions and then offer a subscription to get the rest. This was similar to how encyclopedias were sold. You bought the first volume, then paid over the course of months to get an additional volume every so often. Each volume of this has an introduction and a highlight of various presidents of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The pages of these also are filled with pictures, and it seems quite extensive as there's a picture on every sheet, with a caption or a few sentences to reference that picture. And then in the back of the volume is the Salt Lake text of the Book of Mormon for that portion of the pictures presented. One of the creators listed on volume 1 through 16 was Dr. Clint Larson, who was a professor of English and poetry at BYU. The artists for the first 3 volumes are credited to Raymond Jacobs, and volumes 4 through 16 have an artist by the name of Stuart Heimdall. I'm not sure whether there was a change, but you can see the slight differences in arts with this change. Also, for editions 4 and onward, there is an accreditation to Dr. Paul Cheeseman as a director of research. Dr. Cheeseman was a very interesting individual, and I'd encourage you to look up his background on your own. The guy was often an equivalent of Indiana Jones for the church and had some interesting stories. So this was definitely meant for younger children to look through, as there are more art than text. The quality of art is kind of hit or miss, and some pictures are really incredible and some just haven't aged well. However, it's impressive that there was 16 volumes to this series, and it seemed that if there were subscribers at the beginning of the project, it meant that it would finish the whole volume. Interesting to note that the story of Christ in America in 3rd Nephi is volume 14. That's a lot of materials for volume 1 through 13. Also, the story of Mormon is switched around as the Book of Ether is contained in volume 15, and the story of Mormon and his son Moroni is in volume 16. I guess it was easier to have a full volume for the Book of Ether rather than split it between volumes 15 and 16. This set is personal to me as I grew up with these as a kid, going through pictures as the family would scripture study. The full set can be obtained through auction websites, and sometimes individual volumes are sold as a piece-by-piece basis as well. Most old school members of the church will remember this set, as many had them or knew somebody who did. So there you have the 16-volume set of illustrated stories from the Book of Mormon, a comprehensive set of pictorial printings from 1967 through 1972. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Comment down below if you had this set growing up, or if you've seen it on family bookshelves. If you have a special or unique edition of the Book of Mormon that you'd like reviewed here, please contact me at bomeditions@gmail.com. Thanks everyone.